try to strive between 15 and 20 colors. Now, you know, I might pick up others later on, but that's what I start with. Because otherwise it gets a little muddy and confusing, okay? Alright, so here we go. We're just gonna get started, and I'm just eyeing this, well, this is a flat. I'm just adding the colors and the movement. And I started out a little too light, or too dark. So I'm just adding the color here. You see how it's pretty quick. Okay, and so I've done that one, and now I'm gonna throw this green in here. Oh, that's too, this is a very soft pastel, and barely touching the paper. And you see how vibrant that is? Yeah, pretty cool stuff. So I used to just do the sky first and then go from there, but you see how I'm doing both. You can sort of pick out things and you already see the trunks coming alive there. So now I'm just gonna start putting in some of the water in here. And it's a meandering creek. And then the water goes down, so my stroke changes. And then it puddles like that. Okay. Oh, I broke that one. You see how it just shattered? That's a sad day. Can I get some of this in? I don't like that. I'm gonna throw in some of these. I'm gonna go gold. Go gold or go home, right? Now you're probably going, Anna, this is very garish, isn't it? But you start out bold colors and then you tone them down. So, yeah. Some of this yellow in here. So I'm just blocking in the shapes of the colors. And it goes fast, doesn't it? Are you surprised how fast the colors are going out?
Yeah.
I drive people crazy because usually I do my paintings in an hour or two. Today, I don't know, it's gonna work out that well, but you can always hope. So that's one that I've gotta get the reflection in the water. You see how I'm just overlapping the blue a little bit? And I didn't use my fingers at all. Just sort of pops in there. And, I'm gonna go in and throw some of this in here. This is blank sheet. I have, a couple of my buddies, we just got back from Iceland, and the cold hurt my fingers, so that's why I'm wearing those funky things on my fingers, if you're wondering.
Did you get to see the Northern Lights?
Twice, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the ones you see in pictures, not at 5
No,
but.
But you got
They,
to see
we
them.
got to see them.
they were pretty
We're
awesome.
in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean while we saw them, so that was part of the
It was pretty fun. So,
But it
yeah.
was chilly there though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cold.
It was
Not
fresh.
very- Not very cold.
They call it fresh.
Yes.
Very fresh.
Okay. So it still doesn't look like much, does it?
Thank you.
So you just continue to layer the colors. And I did get some of these reds in. I probably started with too soft of that one.
You mean the hardness of the pastel?
Yeah.
It's too soft.
Yeah, it's too soft. I may get a giant blob of that.
You can't see it like a movie, but.
So when you're choosing your colors, you also choose them by the degree of hardness or
I should
softness.
have thought a little more about it today.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just asking, I don't know.
No, see, these are soft. This is a little harder, this is a little harder, and this one's really hard. So, right now I just have a lot of mess. And that is really common to have a real big mess. My friend Nancy is, we paint together. Well, not together in different houses, but anyways. When we talk about our paintings, and, yeah. Right, we always get a mess before we have something wet.
And I use oil paint.
Yeah, she's crazy. She uses that toxic oil. I don't do that. I don't do drugs. Nancy does. And if you have, had children through Sycamore schools, Nancy taught elementary art for years. And years, no, I'm just gonna not make you yell. So this is a little mold, I'm gonna go back and lighten it up a little bit. And spread it out a little.
So you did a darker blue base, and then you
Yeah, I
just
just,
straight to the lighter blue on top of it. to kind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
give it-
Then I'll go back and throw some other stuff in.
But you never smooth it out with your finger or anything, it's just
Well, I do
whatever,
sometimes.
whatever you stroke with.
Yeah, yeah, that's the trick, is to know how to do that, but it doesn't always work that well. It's like fishing, it doesn't always produce
That's
anything. Yeah. And if you've noticed, I like color. And all my paintings are pretty, not so grand.
So much movement. There's so much movement.
Thanks. Thanks, Ann. You don't have to make them exactly what you see, because a person will look at and feel the rock. So you don't have to make it perfect. You know, the tomatoes I did are more of a photorealism, but I tend to like this pretend stuff.
Goosey, goosey.